Here's a difficult subject: teacher efficiency. If you're spending the bulk of your resources and taxes on staff members, shouldn't you be efficient with those resources? What is the best way to make sure that the students get the best amount of teacher efficiency? That is, staff time, teachers in front of students, and then the performance. Shouldn't it be evaluated? How should it be evaluated? Let's recognize that information is important. So let's take a look at the work schedule for, let's say, a typical middle school student. Here's the bell schedule. They're in front of students for about half the day. The other half is non-instructional time. What value and benefit can you provide to a student if you're not in front of them teaching them? Here's what 8th grade looks like. Here's what 7th grade looks like. This is just right out of the books for the bell schedule. Now, if you take a look at what the teachers are actually doing, this comes from something called Power School. I'll zoom in a little bit. This is right off the Power School and Lehighton organization, administration, teacher schedules. This is what you would look at as a director for what these people are doing. However, I don't believe the directors currently have access to this information. Why? I have no idea. If they did, they would recognize that this teacher is only in front of a couple students. That's their enrollment. Whereas other teachers have a significant amount of enrollment. Look at these guys. Here's a teacher. Has a couple classes a day. So when you look at it, the question becomes, what is the cost of a teacher? And is a teacher's services being used efficiently? Now, we had a email that I wrote before I left as a director that talked specifically about this. And it was a function of the conversation that needs to take place between traditional and team teaching. Because if you reviewed that, you would recognize, where is these resources best applied for the benefit of the student? And you wonder why this should even be a subject matter. But when you look at the state reporting, and I can pull that up here, under the state reporting, it says that we need improvement. We're doing a bad job at Lehighton. Our staff is not accomplishing the task. Right? So you can throw more money at the problem, maybe, but realistically, I think you need to apply more effort from the teaching staff in front of students to accomplish the task. And if you're not, then you change the people on the team. But for the most part, when you look at Lehighton, and all you do is you go to the Department of Education, you click on here, it pulls up an Excel spreadsheet down here. Here's where it is, and it tells you where we rank and what our problems are. And here we are, Lehighton. It is students with disabilities that we have issues with. You can pull this up yourselves. You know, we're in the likes of Coatesville, Harrisburg, Philadelphia. We're not performing to the standard that the state is looking for. So what does it cost for a teacher? So our business manager came out with about $127,000 for a teacher. Now that does not include, there's 34% of teachers that would be at or above that step. So some people are getting a lot more than this, others are not. Divide that out by the 180 working days in a school year, and you have about $709 a working day. Let me remind you, this is the performance. And then we saw the hours that they're actually working in front of a student, performing the task of teaching. I think this needs to be a conversation. Traditional versus team teaching. It looks like team teaching favors the staff members and not the students. What do you think? Thank you for your time.